Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday. Glad you are all here. Hello, Roslyn. Welcome. Who else do we have in the chat tonight? If you would go ahead and just say hi. Hello, Mrs. Q. And give the video a thumbs up. I am going to go ahead and get started because I'm sure I look like crap because I feel like crap. So hi, Carmen. Hello, Delise. Hello, Brina. Ladies, welcome. Hi, Lady Sherry. Welcome to the chat. Glad to have you. So, listen, it was this time last year. Hi, Roslyn. Hi, Ingrid. It was this time last year that the frenzy around Henri Bendel was wrapping up. We were waiting on our final packages. We were excited. The resale market was like going crazy. The trade groups were, all over the place. People were sharing their collections and selling off stuff at astronomical prices, but there were a few of us that got on the bandwagon, what I'll call a little bit late in discovering the brand. And I'm certain we didn't do anything to help that flurry of activity and to fuel that market. As you know, I have been burned a few times early in my YouTube journey on the pre-loved market, so I have a tendency to kind of steer clear of that. So in that regard, you know that you can probably count on one hand with fingers missing the number of times that I have talked about a making a purchase from the secondary market. Well, for the most part, I'm a retail girl. I'm a retail girl when it comes to clothes, shoes, handbags, my SLGs. And as I was thinking about what I was going to do tonight, I thought, you know what? It's kind of an anniversary of sorts from HB closing its doors. So I thought, since I've not really shared a lot of my pieces that I picked up during that time on my channel, that this would give me an opportunity to revisit a bag. But I specifically, with these bags, want to show you the HB version of the bag. And then, if I have found a comparable, similar dupe of the bag currently available with another designer, is to share that with you as well, so that if there is a desire to have a bag in your collection that is reminiscent of Henri Bendel, you have that option. So you are going to need either a second, a second device, or kind of that, drop me down on one device and pull up a search window. We're going to go over to Dillard's, and I'm going to let Mrs. Q and the rest of you cue the theme music, because the vocals are not gonna play well tonight. And what I want you to look for on the Dillard site is Michael Kors Prism. It is a large top handle satchel, and Dillard's has it for $2.98. This was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, because I've been kind of playing around trying to find bags that are similar to the ones in my collection so that I could make sure that the inventory was still available. For those of you that aren't on Dillard's, you can Google it and it'll come up in Google Images. It is $298. I'm going to see if I can get it on screen, and of course I've got me down in the screen as well. But this is the Michael Kors version of the bag. Comes in 3 colors on Michael Kors: the white, the black, and the blush, or pale pink. Y'all know I don't do well with that color group at all. This bag is, I would say, almost identical to the HB version of the bag that I picked up during the sale, or during their closing, and it is called Bejewel. Now, you can tell that the MK bag has the MK hang tag, and the MK version also has like a crossbar in the middle. So it kind of does this number on the MK Prism bag. But the silhouette of the bag is pretty similar. The sides, let me get it back in frame here. Yeah, I'm looking down so that I can make my comparisons. The MK version has this part a little bit more north, where this one is a bit more south. It does have the cut through in it on both bags, but again, it's slightly different. You can see the HB here, and it has a top handle, and I love the way, let me show you the way that these handles fit on this one. So do you see this hardware and the way that this strap is set on there? It's not your typical D-ring or O-ring the way that these handles are attached. It's got a nice size butt for what I would consider, it's not necessarily an everyday bag. Now, as I was researching options or dupes of this bag, I did come across a young lady's channel. I didn't write down her name because on that day I was doing research. Kind of felt like crap then too. And when she showed the what's in my bag, I understood. She had like a small wallet. She had like a very, very small cosmetic case, her keys, and like maybe her sunglasses. And she had it in a bag that's this size. I mean, you can tell it's not a short bag, and she's not a skinny bag either. She's got some height and some depth to her. So I can understand that this bag may be a little big for some people for an everyday bag. When I picked it up from HB, it was never intended for me to use it as an everyday bag. I can see this as my Sunday worship bag. I can see this as all kinds of things. But I also want you to know that where the HB one appears at least to be completely white, this one is a bit more ivory, vanilla, creamy on the front, and then white on the side, so it's actually considered a color block. Let me show you, of course it has the 4 feet under the bottom. Every stitch of silver hardware on this bag is branded with HB on it, which we've talked about over and over again on my channel. It does come with a shoulder strap, which I will likely never use. It also, here's the top. It does have the center zip. It also has the hardware here and well, let me make sure I'm here. Yeah, the zipper was covering it. So these are the 2 spots where the strap attaches, which is great that it's in the center because it's going to keep the bag from doing this number on your body. You know, it's not going to wing out on you because the strap isn't crisscrossed in order to attach. It's actually centered and weighted in the middle. So I really like that. Additionally, from a closure standpoint, it has what we normally see as hardware on the strap of a lot of our bags, particularly from MK. This one has kind of this closure, and this bag is so stiff. It's stiff, but I don't know if I can do it that way. It has a little clasp here at the top so that you can actually, at least semi-secure the bag. It does have two large storage compartments or storage areas on each side of the center zip. I guess two drawbacks. One is the center zip, which I knew when I got the bag, but the silhouette of it, I just loved the look of this. There is nothing to me that is more classic and chic during the spring and summer than a white bag. And like, not everyone is comfortable with white. Not everybody, it, it, I guess not everyone is maybe into that chic, polished look. But when I saw this bag, those are the visions that I had in my head. Kind of that, Hamptons and the weekend, little bit of beach life, resort life. That's what I had in mind when I picked up this bag. It does have that typical dark lining from HB, but this one is actually black. Instead of the chocolate, it's black, and it doesn't have all of the HB stamping on it. And it's a thick lining. It has a micro, it's more of like Dooney's thick nylon lining in this bag. The shiny one, because y'all know there are two different kinds of Dooney nylon, and this one is more of the thicker. It has the texture of one and the sheen and the polish of the other. So here's again interior. Love the fact that on the back wall it has a zipper pocket that just kind of disappears into the wall of the bag right here, right? And then on the front side, it has two slip pockets. Now, these pockets, as a comparison to Dooney, these pockets are much smaller than the typical slip pockets that we find in Dooney. So I just want to share that with you. I have not seen the Prism bag from MK in person. So I don't know what the organization on the inside looks like, aside from the pictures that are available on the site. I don't know what the weight of that feels like. But this one, I will tell you, this is a heavy bag. It is thick leather. It seems to be sealed pretty good. But now y'all know the only issue that I've had with the one HB bag that I really fell in love with and immediately moved into and carried at the beginning of last year had the seal, the finishing, to crack and peel. So it'll be interesting to see if this one is going to do the same thing. But can you tell it's just a very, very slight color difference between the white. Well, now that looks white. Maybe it's just under the lights, because in person, I can't tell. No, there is a very, very slight difference in the color. Yeah. And then these top straps, that is how I would prefer to carry it, as opposed to, the long strap or crossbody or anything. I just think that strap is going to take away from the angles of this bag. I love the look of this. Love it. Okay, let's take another quick look at these straps. Do you see how the hardware is? I like the positioning of the hardware and the fact that the straps are not attached in that typical top handle strap way. And even if you look at the picture of the Prism bag from Michael Kors, you can tell that those straps are attached in a little bit more traditional way, where it's these little details from HB that I think really made the brand something special and different, and why there was such a flurry of activity there in the end as they were closing their doors, for people to jump on the bandwagon. Center zip. It's a relatively small. What would I compare? Would be comparable to the zip pocket in Mackenzie from Dooney, and it would also be comparable to let me fill it again, because I don't want to give it credit that it hasn't earned. It's all that pocket is also the center is also the same size as the interior pocket on the MCM Clara Hobo, the large, just so that you kind of have that as a comparator. The center pocket top is collared. It is attached on both sides. It is also attached at the bottom, so you don't have to worry about things, playing hide and seek with you as they, some bags, not any of the brands that we talk about on here, but there are some brands that don't attach their pockets or their center zips at the bottom. So it's one of those things where if you put your hand sanitizer in the front of your bag, when you go to look for it, it could have slid underneath the pocket, and now it's underneath, either stuck underneath the pocket or it's on the back side of the bag. This one is attached on the side as well as underneath the bottom, so you don't have to worry about things shifting around, because things will stay in their respective bag compartments. But that's it. I just wanted to share this one with you because when I saw the version from MK and the fact that they had more of a variety of colors in the MK bag than what was available at the time that I purchased the Bejewel from HB, I thought this is as close to a dupe or a comparator as we're gonna find. And unlike the Bowery, which was Antonio Milani, more of a private label brand with Dillard's, having the Michael Kors brand, a little bit more recognizable, a little bit more notoriety, warranty, that kind of thing. I thought that this would absolutely be the time to share with you that although Henri Bendel is gone, you can absolutely find a comparable bag to the Henri Bendel Bejewel bag on Dillard's or at your local Michael Kors, and it is the Prism bag with the large Prism bag with the top handle. So that's it for tonight, ladies. I don't know how many of you have been using your HB purchases or whether they've kind of fallen off of your radar screen, but I am absolutely looking forward to the weather breaking here soon, which stuff is already blooming in Georgia, but being able to pull out my white bags and just enjoying them for all that they offer. Because if you move into a white bag, you can stay in a white bag from spring until Labor Day. Y'all know me in colors and my southern roots, so I'm not gonna tell you beyond Labor Day, but Easter Sunday you can move into your white and stay into it until Monday, Labor Day. But there's some different color options. this is a way for us to get the brand back on our radar screen since we're curating our closets and, trying to be grateful for the things that we already have. I'm going to start sharing as I find what I feel are really, really comparable to the HB bags. I'm going to start sharing what I did pick up from HB. And if you missed out on a bag that I share, then my goal through this series is to actually be able to show you a bag that is so, so, so very similar that if you're interested in it, then you would have no reservations about pulling the trigger. So make sure or that you think would like the style or the colors of this bag, please make sure that you share this video. Leave a comment down below if you purchase anything from HB that you are dying to like move into. Like it kind of fell off your radar screen, but tonight's live stream put that purchase back on your radar screen. Let me know what that bag is, and if this prism bag piqued your interest. I'm not saying that you pull the trigger, although I'm always interested in finding out if you've pulled the trigger on something that we've talked about here on the channel. But if this one piques your interest, if it's something that you think you might ponder over, I would love to know that either in the chat or if you're watching the replay, please leave a comment below. Again, this is the Henri Bendel Bejewel. And there's a comparable bag available from Michael Kors. It is the Prism Large Top Handle. So thank you so very much for watching. Please make sure that you hit the thumbs up. We will all be back together on Friday night, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, on Mrs. Hughes' channel for Real Friday. And make sure that you're checking out the content. No, not everything is Dooney, and I know my channel name is Dooney Addict, but my collection still remains, I will say, 98% Dooney. I am absolutely still enamored with my collection. Have no plans of doing any mass purging. I know some of y'all are waiting. I even got I've been getting some IG post about, hey, whether it's about selling or trading or swapping or whatever. I'm not at that point yet because I'm still enjoying my collection. But there are also, last year we explored other brands, and I did that not only with HB being the first from a bag standpoint, but ventured a bit more into Coach, which you have seen with the hashtag Coach Takeover, and have also seen it with my growing MCM collection. Here's what I want to share with you. We are tribe sisters, and we know that not everyone that follows the channel is necessarily 100% tech savvy. So every once in a while we'll talk about, like how to address someone in the chat so that it highlights their name so that they can see the comment and engage. We've done that before. We've talked about the fact that if you're watching and want to participate in the chat, that you must be signed into your Google account in order to do so that you can interact with everyone. And after that, there was a spike in the number of new names that were participating. So I know that everyone is listening and eager to be a part of the community. Here's what I'd like for you, in case you don't know, is that when you see underneath any one of the tribe members' videos a hashtag, like hashtag Coach Takeover or hashtag Dooney Addict 615 or hashtag Skincare Saturday 40 plus. If instead of doing your normal search on YouTube, you put in that specific hashtag, it will bring up all of the videos on YouTube that have that hashtag tied to it. So if you're interested in seeing like a bunch of videos from the hashtag Coach Takeover, or maybe from like the tribe's birthday party, or the cruise to the Bahamas, or the Dooney first meetup, if you take a look at what those hashtags are that fall either under the video if you're watching the replay, or down in the information box, or even sometimes in the title of the video, if you do a search for that, it will bring up everything else that has that hashtag tied to it. So I didn't know if everyone knew that. There's also interested, maybe you missed a sip and cuss. I've created list for all of those so that you're able to find them, and I know that my tribe sisters have done the same thing. If you notice, we are quickly approaching March, and we have not had a sip and cuss. And I don't know that I really have anything to sip and cuss about, but I'm sure I'll find something here soon, especially if I continue to look on Dooney and ILD and there's not something new and fresh waiting to find me. So anyway, that's it for the little, YouTube tips to help you with your searches for content to watch. I do appreciate you signing in week after week and video after video and supporting my channel. It's nice to know that the content that I'm providing still is of interest to you. So I appreciate that. I do not take it lightly, which is why even when I feel like crap, like today, I do try to come on at least for a little while or to give you a heads up. So thank you so very much for watching. I hope you have an amazing week. Until next time, I do hope you find something that feeds your addiction. Take care.